we know the origins of propaganda, let's actually dive deeper into the different techniques that have been put forward by the Propaganda Institute. 7 of them you have to know and you have to be able to apply. So this podcast is indeed very, very important for you. We have bandwagoning, card stacking, glittering generalities, name calling, plain folks, testimonial, and transfer. Let me start off with the 2 that my students always get confused with: testimonials and transfer. They can be rather similar. However, you need to understand, for a testimonial, somebody needs to tell you something. So as soon as you have a propaganda message or an advertising message where somebody is quoted, for example, you see David Beckham saying, "My Nikes are my favorites," and this is in quotation marks, then you would actually have a testimonial. Okay, so you're using evidence from an independent person, but this independent person has to talk. The David Beckham example, however, also works for transfer, because you are taking somebody who's already loved and trusted, and we've talked about association before under rank. You're taking somebody who's loved and trusted, and you're hoping that the audience will transfer that love and that trust toward your political message or toward your product. I just need you to get it right. Testimonial, a story is being told. And a testimonial can also come from an unknown person. So David Beckham is an example of both testimonial and transfer. But if an ordinary person gives a testimonial, for example, about the ANC having given him or her a house or having made sure that they get through school okay, that would just be a testimonial and not transfer, because we have no associations as an audience toward that person. Plain folks is a lovely technique that is still very often used. There was this beautiful cover of President Barack Obama on Horse and Hound magazine where he showcased his 2 dogs. Basically, what he wanted to come across as is a person like you and I. So plain folks is a technique where you attempt to make your leader seem ordinary, or where you attempt to make somebody as if they are of the people. And of course, if you believe that a political leader is just like you and I, maybe you are more likely to trust them. Name calling is also interesting, and please do not get too caught up with the phrasing here. Name calling can indeed be explicit, as in political leaders calling somebody else maybe an idiot or maybe an uninformed doofus. But name calling can also come in the form of more subtle attacks. Anytime you are attacking the character of an opponent, you are indeed in this technique, however. An indirect name-calling example could be the list of all the failings of your opponent. No names have been used, but still you are attacking. Glittering generalities. My absolutely favorite technique, because I do feel that politicians in particular make too much use of glittering generalities. Glittering generalities describe words that evoke a lot of emotions and that get people going, but words that actually do not have a particular meaning. So a lot of politicians throw around words like freedom, equality, democracy. The power is with you. But what is actually behind these glittering generalities? Not much. Nobody ever defined these words for you. All the politicians want to achieve, and the advertisers of course as well, is that you have strong emotions toward their message. Card stacking is the only technique that is not very well explained. But basically it says that as you are stacking the cards against the truth, you can maybe misguide your audiences, you can maybe lie to them and get away with it. So card stacking actually comes back to something that Hitler did, repeating a lie again and again, and at some stage people will actually believe the lie. Bandwagoning is the last technique, and it's actually really easy to understand. What you're doing here is you say that everybody else does it, and therefore the particular audience member should jump on the bandwagon in order not to be left out, in order not to be the weird one out. Adverts that would tell you 30% of South Africans are already insured with us are bandwagoning technique adverts. Party political posters that say, "We can do it together," are using bandwagoning as one of their propaganda techniques. So now, of course, you need to practice these propaganda techniques. Find lovely adverts, preferably party political South African adverts where you can see some of these propaganda techniques in use. Good luck with that. I'll see you soon.